What's good? I'm Marcel.
I'm Yazan. That's Jacob over there.
That's Shadi over there.
That's Shadi. And we are
The Four
F.o.b.s. Welcome back.
I just want to start off saying I despise every single one of these people. And they thought it would be hilarious to make a good joke thumbnail.
Exclude me out of this because
What
I
is he
did not
talking
sign
about?
up for that.
What are you?
I have no idea what he's talking about.
What are you talking about, brother?
Are you guys going to put it as the thumbnail?
No.
What? Put what is what?
If you are, I'm not going to say what it is to ruin it for them. But if you guys don't, then I'm going to say it.
Well, they're gonna see the thumbnail.
They'll see the
before we-
thumbnail before the video. We'll watch the video. But it's not going to be the thumbnail.
And I don't know what he's talking
It
about.
won't be the thumbnail if...
I still don't know what you're talking about.
It won't be the thumbnail if
I
we
was
don't forget to
taking
take a
bathroom
thumbnail.
break right before we started. Okay, I am doing my time. I'm on TikTok swiping on the toilet. Now my heart starts beating so fast once I hear this door unlock, and it's one of the easiest doors to unlock. It unlocks my head. I go up so fast. I see Marcel running into the bathroom. I see a whole camera crew behind trying to get a snapshot, and I'm over here, no wiping on my butt, no wiping, no nothing. But they open the door and they try getting the funniest thumbnail. I just thought I should say that because I don't know.
Can I say something?
No.
He said he was, he said he wasn't gonna say a single thing on the podcast, and he's already surpassed.
He's
that by,
gone off.
70 words.
He's talked more in this podcast than any podcast ever.
I don't like you guys.
Anyways,
Thank you for coming back.
thank you.
Welcome back to our channel, folks.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
F.o.b.s fam.
Yeah, if you're coming back from previous videos, thank you so much. If you're new to the podcast,
Welcome.
Welcome.
Always great having new viewers.
we really talk about random things, and if there's anything you guys want us to talk about, you can always comment here, and we'll always talk about it or think about it. At least if we don't like it, we're not gonna.
Well,
talk
at
about
least think about it.
it. Yeah, at least
At least.
we like to give back to our fans.
You know, us F.o.b.s don't do a good job of thinking.
We don't know above what.
That's vibes.
We
We
can make
will.
a great sale though.
Oh yeah,
Oh, we will scam you.
I'll sell you this channel if you want.
No.
Just don't tell them.
I'll sell you on watching the channel.
If we go half and half.
I'm with it. I'm with it.
Hey, give me that. That's how much.
Entrepreneurs,
Okay,
baby.
so for the actual, podcast that we do.
Oh yeah, I forgot
we do
about
a
that part.
podcast. I don't know if you guys remembered, but we do a podcast sometimes. And today we're talking about before we're talking about.
Sorry.
Before we talk about what we're talking about, we're gonna talk about our first question, our fun question. That's what we're gonna talk about today. Okay, you guys ready?
We're gonna talk
question.
about
What is wrong with you? Okay. You know what? The fun question for today is: if you had to choose between knowing how you die or when you die, which one would you guys choose?
And that question came to us from a viewer, so thank you to that viewer. Go ahead. I just wanted to.
Thank you, viewer. Appreciate y'all for the video. It's actually a good question.
Viewer.
It's a fun question that I'm actually excited to answer.
I would say when for myself.
I don't know. I just feel like they're both scary because
Come on.
I would say when. Because if I knew how to die, then maybe if I knew how I'm going to die, everything I would do would... You know what I mean?
You said when?
Wait, hold
I
on.
would
Did
rather
I
have a
miss
day-
something? Why are you guys laughing? Did I miss something?
Because you completely just ignored what
Ignored
Shadi was
Shadi.
saying, just shunned him, and went on with your answer.
He was like, "Yeah, thanks for speaking, bro. Enough."
Thanks for being here, Teddy.
Gosh. Anyway, Shadi, continue.
Again, I would say when, because let's say I know that I'm gonna die in a car accident. Every time I get in a car, I'm gonna be very angry.
Well, no, that's how.
Yes, that's why I
He's
would
saying
do
when. That's why he's saying when.
Okay.
That's in my how I would think about it. Now, yes, and you can go.
Yeah, I guess
thank
if
you.
you want.
No, I don't have an answer. I was just
So actually, I am. That's exactly what you did to Shadi, just so you know.
No, go ahead.
I'm good. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro. Please.
Okay, so.
So, anyways, I started shooting.
I knew that was coming. I hope you know. I knew that was coming. That's why I didn't even say anything, because I knew that was coming. Yalla, بلش. أنا أربعة دقايق. Let's go.
Hey, bro. No, there's no answer to that question. Because like he said, if you know how, you'll be paranoid about doing everything. But then if you know when, at least for me personally, I know I would not go through with school. No matter whatever.
I mean, what? That doesn't
Asif.
make sense.
Asif, yes.
Asif, no, mama. Sorry, but it's not happening.
I'm sorry, Yazan. Please stop making out with the mic. I've been trying to signal you, keep it away from your mouth, but you're so far close to it.
So I personally would choose to know how, only because that way I can, to an extent, try and avoid this.
There's Death is inevitable. There is nothing you can do to avoid it.
It is inevitable, but I think when you know when, you kind of have this pressure on yourself to want to do a certain amount of things by a certain amount of time, and I don't think you should live life with that, because then that just adds anxiety to your life forever and ever. If you know how, sure, you know how, and you're like, oh wow, this could be the day. I think that if you know how, there's lots of times that you get in a car. So like you said, if it's a car crash, you get in a car, 3 times a day, 365 days a year. There could be a million instances when that can happen. So that, at least at that point, you can't always think you're going to die when you get in a car. But when you have a time set, you're like, oh crap, I have this amount of time. I went through this setback in my life. I only have this much time to go through this. It's just a lot of anxiety for me that I wouldn't prefer.
Wait, so which one would you do?
I'd rather know how. If I had to know, I'd rather know how.
I agree. I think I would rather. Actually, no, I disagree. I would rather be knowing when I would die, because you think that I would actually have less anxiety. I think if I knew when I would die, say it was a very old age, I would just continue my life.
Yeah.
But say I knew when it was coming, I wouldn't be stressed out. I wouldn't have anxiety. I would just live my life to the fullest that I could. I would go out on vacation. I would do everything that I could. But if I knew how, I feel like you said,
it can be limiting.
Yeah, if I got into a car and if I knew how and it said I got into a car accident and died, every time I get into a car, I'm sweating. I am prepared to die.
But if you know when, and it's somewhat like
You don't even have an answer. Why are you arguing?
if you know when and it's like soon, you're gonna be very stressed.
Yeah, but
Plus,
also,
I agree. I do believe that I actually don't remember what you guys said. I'm not gonna lie.
Would you rather know when or how you die?
I know the question. I said I don't remember your answer.
Oh.
I personally would go with when, just in case if it's somewhere far along. Like Jacob said, I would live my life as normal as possible.
normal.
I would only have a problem when it gets near that time. That's when I would start stressing. But if I knew how, and it's something like you guys said, a car crash or something that I regularly do, I don't think I would live my life to the fullest. I think I would be so scared of doing that thing.
What if I told you that your death was in an airplane? Would you ever get into an airplane?
I would
again?
never
No.
travel.
That's my point. It's like it really.
And every time I hear an airplane coming, I'll scared shitless.
Right, and I think
It's not a life I want to
it
be.
gives you more limitations than actually knowing when, even though you know when your limit is.
Yes, it does give you more limitations. This question's big on assumption, because obviously if you're going to die at a late age, you'd rather know when. If you're going to die at an early age, I think you should rather know how. So because like you guys say, if you found out when and it was when you get older, obviously it's a lot more stress relieving and stuff. But I mean, if I knew when, it would change my whole life right now. Because if I was gonna die in 5 years, I would not be trying to buy a house.
Right.
I would not be investing in shit. I would be spending all my money. And obviously, if I had kids or a family, I'd invest. I'd leave some for them. But
if you think about it, that's how you should live your life.
Exactly.
You should just
That's
live
kind
your
of my
life to the
point.
fullest, as if tomorrow's your last day. That's how you should live your life every day. But
that's rough, because you
That
don't
is
want to end
rough.
up 35 with no savings. And
Yeah.
sorry,
Right.
I'm not trying, but. No offense to people that are like that, but I'm saying
I mean, no one would want that on themselves. But if that's just what happened to you in your life, that's
you
what
can
happened in
live
your life.
your
But
life to the fullest with still being able to
with no
be
money,
responsible
Yeah.
and financially
I think
intelligent.
There's a good balance to it.
it really depends on what you want your life to be. Like it's
But I also think when is what's gonna change the way you live your life. How, it's only just gonna make you scared.
yeah.
Yeah.
In my opinion, it's like if you know how, okay, I'm just gonna be cautious for everything else. But if you know when, you're gonna live your every single day to the fullest. Like there's nothing that you're gonna miss.
Literally-
And like you said, it's gonna be hard because it's like, okay, then I'm gonna start saving. I'm gonna stop reaching these kind of goals and just go.
But that
do what
depends
I really want.
if
But then again, it depends, because what if I die when I'm 75? But also, like you said, it's kind of on the daily thing. We should live our lives every single day as if we're gonna die tomorrow.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? Because we're on this topic.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, because we were this fun question, it really ties into our first topic. It's if it was your last day on Earth, how would you spend it?
Would eat a lot of food.
Ooh.
You must live your. That's you every day, man.
Yeah. He does.
All right. All right.
He did. My brother did indeed make it. He lives every day like it's his last day.
He's killing it so far.
I
I'd not
shit.
expect to be fat shamed today, but here
Here I am.
I
hate it
think I
here.
would try and get together the people I love most, and try and
To a
spend
party?
every single second with them all day long. Like, even if it's my group of friends from here and my coworkers that I like and my family, and I would try and get them all together as much as possible. I know it's hard to get everybody together, and I would just want to, I don't know, I would want to
know.
be with my loved ones. It doesn't even matter what I do. I'd want to be with my loved
I
ones.
think the best thing is to just kick it. Just kick it at the crib or something. Just hang out with friends. I know, like, if I had, like, the last week or something, I would, go and do something. But the last day, that is not enough time for you to, like, if you want to go do something, you have to make appointments for shit now. And there's just, you can't, like, just go and get shit done just like that. You have to, like,
It
you
really
know,
depends what it is. I get what you're saying.
You can't skydive and go
the
to
easiest
the
thing
mountains
is
and
to
go
just
Yeah.
kick it with your loved ones at home. and just be
Personally, with
happy.
me, I think kicking it with your home ones, there's just a lot of like dilemmas in that because it's like to
Yeah.
know, like with everything.
Like you're
Personally,
just
I
sitting
think
waiting.
what?
At a point where you just want to kick it with your friends, like you're just sitting and waiting.
Yeah, right. So, in my opinion, I would actually go and drive to almost every single person that I would want to say my goodbyes to, hang out with.
Someone
for
to
a couple
drive. Don't
more
drive
minutes.
yourself.
No, I would.
I
Definitely
can't do
drive.
that, bro. I'll be
If I was
crying
my
the whole
last day
time. I
on
can't.
Earth-
do
Last
that.
day, what if you
I
die
would
while
be
driving?
zooming.
I would be zooming too. Like, I don't care about tomorrow, obviously.
That's my
but
point. It's like, and honestly, like with Marcel, you guys, I would 100% have to spend it with like my parents, my siblings, my loved ones. But I don't think I'd have like hit them up and say, "Hey, let's hang out in my basement." I would go, I'd hit them up obviously to see what they're doing. But I'd go to everyone's houses, see how they're doing. At the end of the day, I think I would go to a pretty scenic area, maybe
gonna
even
say-
jump off.
Okay.
I'm
And earlier,
so happy we don't know when our last day on Earth is because I'm getting anxiety just thinking about how I would spend it, bro. I don't know if I could control the emotions I would have.
Oh,
if
no,
my last
you
day on Earth.
can't.
Like I would.
shit just happened.
That's why nobody knows how we die or when we die.
Well,
I'd
I
hit
feel
up
like
all
that's
my
not why.
exes.
Oh, you guys
I-
don't do that already?
Be
I
toxic.
Oh shit.
I
Damn.
think.
Simp.
I think I would go. I think the word is I would go make amends or whatever. Like go and like whoever had like a grudge on or anything
Till
like
the
that.
last
Anyone
day
that
you're alive
any
to do it.
problems, I would just go clear it up.
I'm sorry. On my last day, if I have problems with somebody, I'm
That's
getting in
their-
a full-blown fist fight with them.
That's
I am
No.
not
problem.
making amends.
I'm
It is my last day on Earth.
I'm
I-
dying happy with a clear mind.
I am
think you
putting
should have
that
done
work
that way
in.
before.
I might like spend the last hour praying and like repenting to make sure I get to heaven. To be honest with you, like that's my answer.
I'd go to church, yeah, for sure.
Like, yeah,
Talk
I
to
would
Jesus.
definitely repent for my sins, ask for forgiveness, and do my best to try and get to heaven. That's like
If heaven is real, is heaven real?
We're talking about
And
that
hell?
Yeah, we will get to that.
Yeah,
later,
that's
but
why I
it
just threw a hint in
it
there.
definitely fits the topic because when you think about it, almost every single person, even if they're atheist, whatever it is, like they will be kind of like praying or talking to a
Yeah.
higher.
No.
practicing their religion,
No.
practicing their if
An
they
atheist-
believe in
an atheist will not.
anybody, but yeah, I don't know why you said atheist.
Well, because a lot of people say that, but in my mind, no matter what, when it comes to their deep conscious, there's no way people think like. And obviously, if you do respect, it's just my opinion. But in my head, it's like. There's no way you're not thinking about
don't believe
where
in a
you're
higher
gonna
power?
go. Yeah,
Because
atheists-
atheists
Hold
don't
on,
think.
hold on, hold on.
atheists are the
Atheists
one-
will not think about it because they think.
Okay,
Earth is
why are you guys hung
finite.
up on atheists? That was an accident. He's talking about Jesus.
know,
Okay,
but-
Oh, I
Christians.
thought you were talking about
well,
specifically
well, just
atheists.
no, just in general. You know, for different people, different
Other
beliefs.
religions.
Yeah, different beliefs, different religions. I think that question of where am I gonna go, what is gonna happen? Am I just gonna be gone? But which is such a broad.
But that's the same thing.
aspect.
I honestly, I've had this conversation with myself so many times. What was I before I was born? Like it's just so crazy to me that you can just
It
look at
doesn't
me
matter what you were
and just tell me that I was nothing for that long. That's just crazy. I can't like that. I can't understand that. I've
You know,
never-
I've
I've
also-
had so many conversations with so many people, and I just cannot understand.
people in your head.
How was
Well,
How was
yeah,
I?
think about
What
this.
was
Think about-
I before I was a thing? It's crazy.
Okay, but think about this, bro. My mom, okay, she had a miscarriage before she had me.
Yeah.
If she didn't have this miscarriage,
What was you? Where was you?
I would not be here.
Right.
That would have been the last kid they had.
It's just the amount of possibilities and chances that go into it.
Can I add on to your question since you said like what was I before? So I always ask myself that, but also what that leads me to thinking is what am I now? Like sometimes like I'll think about it, bro. This sounds so weird, but I'll think about it. I'm like, yes, I feel the things that my body feels. This is when I get scared and shit. I feel what my body feels. I taste what I eat. I feel what I touch. But like when I try and think of it, bro, like what is Marcel? Where is Marcel? Like how is Marcel this person in this place and
Yeah,
doing
so
these
it's
things? Like
just-
why me? What am we?
I want to bring
What
up
am
that
we?
What
this is-
am we?
This is our thoughts. People that do a lot of hallucinogenics, people that have been smoking
They can
the
have the
devil's
answers.
grass. No, they will not have the answers. They go through derealization.
I'm sorry.
It's a real thing. It's derealization. Where
I'm a real file. Can you translate a little bit?
Derealization is where you cannot tell from what's real and what's fake. You have a hard time interpreting if something is real, and like people just go into panic attacks. It's the same thing as like, how am I here? All that stuff.
I go through the panic attacks.
People go through it all the time, but it gets super serious because of the people that go through these trips and just kind of fry their brain. Like it really affects them, and it's like triple of what we're thinking right now.
Yeah, drugs are a scary thing.
No,
Don't
but
do
it's just I can't understand any of that. Like it's just
Some things
I can't even
Yeah,
like.
but-
Oh God, it's just crazy.
Get a bit microphone.
Oh, some things are not meant to be understood, and that's okay.
But
I
accepted.
agree.
I agree.
I literally said
you
that
can't
same
you
thing earlier
can't live
today
your
for some
life
reason.
trying to answer every
Sure.
single question that you have. That's just not.
Yeah, but I want to come back to. I want to die and come back to Earth when those answers are.
Kind of want to be a
there.
dog when I come back to life.
Yeah, like what?
I
Can
would
you?
rather spend
Do you? Do we?
Hold up. So, do you guys believe in heaven and hell?
I don't know. I don't have an
To some
answer
extent.
because the thing is, look, I personally, we're not gonna get too religious in this podcast, but I for me personally, I do believe there's some kind of higher power.
spiritually.
Here's the thing,
It's
okay?
the only way a high
For me, I've always questioned all that, okay? And literally the only reason I believe that is because whenever I'm sick or whenever something's going on, I like pray before I go to bed. Like, hey, like if I can't,
I don't wake up.
and I'm like, no, I pray like, just, like I can't sleep. I got shit to do tomorrow. Like, let me sleep until like 5 or whatever, bro. I ain't even joking. Right after that, I pass out and I don't wake
So
up.
you
until
pray
about
when you need something.
the whole yes.
That's our job. It's not our job, but it's like
But that
religious wise, God says, lay your anxieties, lay your problems on me.
Yeah.
So yes, He wants you. I don't want to get religious, but
Yeah, we're not gonna get religious.
I feel you because
That's the only reason why I believe in that. So it's like, I don't know who got me to sleep until 5, but I believe in a higher power. That's it. I'm not like believing in God or Jesus or any of that. I'm believing in a higher power or something like that.
Can I ask you one thing?
I have no faith in anything in life, or I also have no feelings.
I already knew that.
I don't.
I'm
Again,
dead
for the
inside
10th
and out.
time, Not
Hold
to
on,
get
Andy.
religious, but it's like when you say whatever it is, and who when you say you're praying, who are you praying to?
Whoever.
God.
Okay,
But
I just got a
God,
question.
but
I was
God,
just like, when
God
you-
is just a name that I guess you can give it to make it easier for us to pray to.
Comprehend.
But God could just be, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely,
it
whatever
is.
you believe in.
It's just a higher power.
Yeah.
Like I believe there is something up there for sure. But
You guys keep saying like you don't want to talk about like religion, which I understand, but I'm going to like purposefully, intentionally, because this question's about heaven and hell. But me personally, I believe in heaven and hell, not only because like of how I was raised and like feeling like there's been so many times in my life where I have needed something that things on physical earth have not could not be done for me. There have been things that have happened in my life that without a higher power, I would be dead. Things would happen, awful things. Like there's been too many miracles per se that heaven and hell is like obviously never 100% because you always test faith. And like it's okay, by the way, like you said, to sometimes question it. It's definitely okay to question it. It's a job. Like faith is believing something you don't see. But I feel like I definitely believe in heaven and hell.
yeah,
100%.
I honestly could not have said it better than you. Like I agree 100%. It's like I do believe in it 100%, and it's really like when I was younger, my parents used to force me to go to church every single Sunday, and I dreaded it. I did not want to go. They forced me to go every single week, but then it hit me. They weren't doing it for them; they were doing it for me. And once I got older, I realized like sometimes I'd even go to church without them. I don't know. I think it definitely made a difference in my life, and I would definitely say when I have been closer to God, per se, my life has been easier and better.
And you feel happy. I mean,
I would have to say for me, it's the exact opposite of literally what you just said. They forced me to go to church. Now I grew up and I
Don't want to go.
don't.
To church?
I literally would rather
Yeah.
do anything than go to church.
That's-
With
which is
school,
completely-
I have zero motivation just because when I grew up, my parents
Not to
forced me to
mention,
go to
our
church.
church is 2 hours long.
Yeah,
It's not that long,
It's,
but-
no, it's English. It's usually just, but I think it's the point where it's not good to force it on
Yeah.
your kids at all. Because I also know so many people that were forced to go to church and believe in a specific religion when they were younger, and then they grew up just hating it, despising it. Which and it's not a problem. Like
I don't-
it's just like
I don't
that's
hate
an
it. It's just
effect.
I don't want to
No,
go to
no,
church.
you're right. No, I'm
I
not
still
saying you
believe
hate
in
Absolutely.
something.
And like Marcel said, it's hard to you're not human if you don't question it.
You're not human if you don't question it. Like if you didn't have to question it, it wouldn't be a religion, because that means that it'd be 100% proven. Like to question it means that you're practicing religion the right way, because religion is believing something you don't see. And
Are we all just like tweeting right now?
no, I'm trying to look up. No. I'm trying
went
to.
on your
I
phone.
don't
I'm trying to
know.
look up a verse because we're talking about forcing
Okay.
things. I'm trying to look up a verse where in the Bible it says, don't obviously don't quote me, because I'm talking about like the context of the verse or of what it says, but it's talking about how like it's good to encourage God and like believing God to other people, but if someone is denying it so harsh, like it almost says, don't push it on someone who's like doesn't want to. Don't push it on someone that doesn't want it. You know, like
Yeah.
encourage it, but don't force it. And I was trying to look up the verse. That's why I was on my phone.
Shadi, I feel like you haven't said.
I don't really have a comment on this issue. I think, in my opinion,
Do you believe in hell, heaven, or heaven?
I think
Heaven
there's
or
some
hell?
kind of
Afterlife?
repercussionary actions to be taken after life, but I don't know if it's heaven or hell.
No.
Heaven or hell is such a two extremes.
Well, we're asking if you believe in them together, not separate. Obviously,
No, so that's the point. It's if you're saying like specifically you don't believe heaven and hell are real places. It's like, do you believe in an afterlife?
I do believe in an after, but again, having heaven and hell is such an extreme.
Talk to the mic.
An
It's a podcast.
extreme. Like they're just so extreme. Like there's nothing in the middle. That's
yeah.
We are in the middle.
no.
Yeah.
No.
I mean, we're in the test. I would say you say we're in the middle. I would say that we're taking the test, because in the middle is like saying there's a beginning and an end. For God, there's, and like the Bible, you're on earth and there's eternal life. So it's never like it's,
Ending.
yeah, it's so it never ends. Like in heaven per se is like it's eternal life, so there's never ending. I think we're taking the test to pass the test for. That's how I look at it.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not a murderer, but I stole something once. Do me and the murderer get to go to, like, hell together? Like, there's nothing in between.
Well, I don't want to keep. We're all like we serve a forgiving Father. We serve a forgiving God. So we're always able to repent and be forgiven from sins.
And that is a very huge, like, controversial thing, because there's many people that have gone to jail, done very, very large crimes.
And also, like, yeah, that's a crime, and I got punished for it. Do I get to get punished for it again?
I think, yeah, see, it's
I have a
definitely
question.
controversial. It's definitely controversial because it's like, say you do something, and then they
You go to jail. You do something and you go to jail. You do your time here. Do you go to hell because you did the crime, or do you go to
Anyways.
heaven because the jail was the consequences?
No.
And you did your time.
we
in
can't
jail?
say yes or no because we're not
Jail-
God and we
okay,
can't
jails
answer
in
these.
Sweden. Do you know how they are?
So good.
You know how jails in
I
Sweden?
would want to go to jail
It's
and
a
see.
community
amazing.
life. It's not even
So
jail.
it's
I know.
hard.
I've seen
It's
it.
not-
And in jail, you can be so before you go to jail, you could live the most sinful, furthest away life from God, and then enter jail and live and be as close to God as you've ever been, and be very religious and just be the best believer in God you can be in jail. So being in jail doesn't always mean that you're like a sinner and the worst person ever, and you're just paying for your dues that you did on earth. But like,
Well, you go to
That's-
heaven and hell
well,
because
I was
of your
trying to
dues
say
on
it.
earth.
but you can repent and
I
be
was trying to
forgiven.
talk before you interrupted.
Sorry.
Yeah, he was.
It's a problem. I'm Mike
It-
Majalik.
You're what?
Don't worry about it.
يلا كمل عشان رح يحكي.
Oh, sorry,
Oh, yeah,
Habibi. Anyway, so I was saying it's like you can commit this crime, go to jail for a very long time, and then start putting your hand into faith, putting your hand into God's.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm wording this so weird, but and like Shadi said, if I steal something and somebody murders someone, those are both sins. Am I both going to hell? I think that's just such a controversial. Like,
No one sin is worse than the other. So I mean, sorry, in the Bible, I don't want to make it seem like I have the answers. I'm just saying like what we believe.
It's just crazy.
In the Bible,
Where-
it says that
there's-
no one sin is worse.
Where has this podcast gone today? We were not going religious, and it's
Yeah.
like 24 minutes of just religious. So let's move on.
that is not true. Okay, well, honest.
But again,
what were
it's two
we on?
extremes. There needs to be
Yeah.
something in the middle.
Definitely.
No.
Well,
That one.
oh my gosh.
That's crazy. Okay. Let's move on.
Should the Broncos have kicked it?
Hold up, can we please talk about that, bro?
The Broncos?
Yes.
I just feel like because we missed the last we
Wait,
fumbled on the
You have
end
a couple
line.
minutes to go. Go on. How do you feel about the ending
Oh
of
yeah,
the
how
Broncos
did you
game?
guys watched it with me? What do you guys think about the ending?
I thought the
commentaries were
commentary
great.
was great. Peyton Manning and his brother were amazing. I didn't even know Peyton Manning's brother was in the game
I
or
didn't
played
either.
until last Monday when he was in that corner right there. It was literally on the screen too.
Yeah.
Great commentary. There was a guy in
A
the
lot of
middle. His
shade were
name is
thrown.
oh god, a lot. It was like a shit talk. And then I went to Facebook, so I didn't pay attention a lot for the game. I did notice that we missed. We fumbled. It was 4th down, and we fumbled on the end zone. That was kind of embarrassing. Also, what else was I was talking shit about my friend because she's like a very big fan of the Broncos, and she was like crying about the game.
Me? Oh, sorry.
No.
Just
No, I have other friends that are. Other than talking about just the game, Marcel, how much did you lose on Monday?
والله راح تسأل السؤال really? Are you serious? Oh my god, $450 throughout the weekend. It was a bad weekend. It was a really bad weekend. It was like the Colts game that tied, counted as a loss for me, but voided for my brother. That costed me $70. The Titans missing a field goal, like 40-yard field goal, costing me a couple $100. The Browns.
Couple hundred is none.
The Browns coming back with a minute left to kick a field goal against the Panthers costed me like maybe $100, and then the Broncos. Oh my!
I'm sorry to interrupt your bad gambling takes, but Shadi, bro, what did you take off of the thing?
Wait.
I just feel like we should.
Please, I want to stop talking about. I don't want to talk about my gambling losses. Look him.
26 minutes, so let's cut it in a way where we can.
Okay, so after Shadi,
Again, whatever Yazan said, I was not paying attention.
He agrees with me.
oh, so you just second what?
Good commentary. Very throwing a lot of shade.
Uncle
Thumbs up.
Shannon was going off.
You gotta end it. You gotta end
Okay,
it, bro, please.
and now the real like
Hold on. Let's. We
the
do
real
that.
football fans are gonna talk about like we're gonna talk about it.
So I mean, as a Broncos fan, I'm.
That's me as a Broncos fan. I'm sorry.
What she said, man, I'm really hurt.
Oh, God.
I think we wasted 30 seconds. We should have called the damn time.
That did not affect anything.
Stop talking. Don't talk to me. It's my turn to talk
The
right now.
30
It is my
seconds.
turn to talk right now about how I hate the Broncos. We spent so much money on Russell Wilson on a game-winning drive just to, one, not go for it on 4th and 5, but to kick a 64-yard field goal. I don't care what our kicker said. If we have Russell Wilson, it's 4th and 5 on a game-winning drive. We should go for it. I would have been way happier with not converting on 4th and down than missing a field goal twice.
And before I get into my spill, because you were talking about a 64-yard field goal, I'm going to let you know the 30 seconds that we wasted had nothing to do with anything because we were kicked for the field goal. Maybe if we were kept on drowning and if we had scored a touchdown, the 30 seconds would be awful, but the 30 seconds didn't matter. In my opinion...
At the end.
خليني
it was-
أكمل طيب ما حكيت شيء.
I got one question. Very
خليني
important
أكمل.
question. Shadi, how's your day?
طيب خليني أكمل البرونكوز.
Let them finish.
Oh,
Alhamdulillah. Okay, so as far as like you said, it's a 64-yard field goal that we took over. You know, I was listening to like the Broncos podcast or radio. They said ever 64 yards and up, ever 2 of 29 ever in the history of the NFL. That's like less than 3 or 4%.
Point.
Justin Tucker has both of those field goals, so only Justin Tucker can do it. And in the history of the Seahawks field, in the history of being 6,000 feet above sea level compared to freaking a mile above sea level, the longest field goal in the Seahawks field history is 58 yards or something. Nobody's hit above 60 in the history of that field.
Okay, so do you know how much is a mile? It's 5,280.
Yes, and exactly. And only 6 feet above sea level means that
Oh,
the
6
ball...
feet. I thought you said 6,000.
6 feet, sorry. Did I say 6? I might have said
I
6,000.
think you might have, but it's okay. I got you.
Maybe 600. Okay, either way, but they're right by the sea, and we are very much above the sea. So I think personally that the play calling is like at fault because, I mean, obviously Nathaniel Hackett first time, but like their excuse was that they had a plan and they asked Brendan McManus, what's the farthest field goal you want to kick? And he said the 46-yard line. Like, bro, no way that you barely got to the 46-yard line and you think that that's like what you should do, especially when you have literally Roscoe, let Russ cook, $250 million, fucking Sierra, hot-ass Sierra's husband,
Future's ex's husband.
not take the 4th and 5 that he's completed, I think, like 60% rate in his career. And before we lined up for the field goal, we were like 57% chance to win on the sports betting odds. As soon as Brandon McManus walked out, we were, I think, 42% chance to win the game. That like aside from any physical trait, the decision statistically dropped our percentage to win by what is that? 55 to 13, 12%.
I just have a question.
Ish.
It doesn't make that big a difference where they are in elevation when it comes to kicking.
Yes, because
Why?
the
Moves
ball,
different.
yeah, the ball will carry. Have you not heard that? Like in the Rocky Stadium, baseball, like hitters love to hit in course field because the ball carries. So the altitude carries the ball. It gets more airtime.
I didn't know that. That was
Yeah, that's why I live here so I can jump because I can't jump. So like, still can't
you
jump.
learned something new on the 4-5s in case you didn't know about that from before.
Ah, man, I don't know. I just think because I'm a bum on the couch and not in the NFL, we should have gone for it. 100 times out of 100, we should have gone for it.
Bro, literally everyone and their moms had the same reaction as Peyton Manning. Call timeout.
Call time out. That's my point.
And then
drunk Uncle Shart, bro. That
and
was
then-
the highlight of the game.
Oh yeah,
Wait, you didn't watch the one with Peyton Manning? How did you know that happened?
Peyton Manning. I can watch Peyton. I watch Peyton Manning all the time without him even knowing I'm watching him.
No, that we know that. I'm just
Some
talking about
points of the
game
game,
on Monday.
Peyton Manning getting roasted was more.
That's
Yeah.
so funny. The forehead joke, I think, was funny.
I don't think it was just the fourth and goal. I think there was lots of instances like lining up in shotgun at the 1 yard line.
On the one, and then fumbling twice on the.
I will say this
You
though.
look goofy with your headset, Jacob.
You look goofy without it.
It's week 1. We have lots of room to make. I will never make back the $500.
Well, you can if
potential
you
winning.
win. How's it?
Marcel, I think we have a problem. You've brought up betting 3 times in the last 2 minutes.
Last video,
I do that off.
last podcast, he wanted to talk about addiction. I feel like that's just because you have an
Yeah.
addiction for that.
Although,
I
you know what, guys?
100% admitted that I have an awful gambling problem. It's so bad.
You know what? The Broncos are beyond me, and this podcast is beyond Earth.
Boom.
On God.
No fob, pun intended.
Fun intended, cut intended. Thank y'all for watching, bro. We love y'all.
No,
Go
we
Broncos.
appreciate
ending
you.
it?
Although,
For
yeah,
sure.
I think we are going to
Okay.
end it. But no, if you guys do want to talk about our depressing lives and the addiction that, persuades those depressing lives, leave us a comment. Text me. Have your
What?
sisters text me.
What?
Venmo if you say that we should
No.
talk about addictions for Pride points. I'll also Venmo you for your sister's number if she's above 20 years old.
Okay. I personally also want to make videos that are not just podcast related. So if you guys want to see us doing any challenges, any video, like I want to do like drunk Q&A or drunk playing games or just, I just feel like overall drunk recording, it'll be funny.
And YouTube like advisors that like check for wrong things. He didn't mean drunk off alcohol. He meant like
No, like
life.
life, being
Life.
happy.
Life.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
it's like Touchrone or like Funtrone. Not Puntrone.
Yeah. Sure. So just comment literally whatever you want to see, and we'll
Definitely.
think about
Also
it.
comment if you guys want us to buy a house so we can have a fob.
Yeah,
house.
definitely.
Yeah,
We'll
give
do
us
that.
ideas for a new studio. We might, change up.
Buy a
Give us
house
the
for you
dog,
guys.
They'll go a long way. Like Marcel said, as long as they're older than 20. But if her age is on the clock,
You need to get off the clock.
was that my cue?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Second
All
time.
right, so thank
If
you
you
everybody
guys
for
ever
watching.
My
wanna-
Michael Jackson joke.
If you guys, that's what the joke was. Michael Jackson.
I
You
didn't
guys want to
understand
hear
the
it
joke.
again?
No, please, hold on. Can I please?
Why? But it's funny.
I love Michael.
طيب يلا
He's a
كمل.
great artist.
funny.
بتحب مايكل جاكسون؟
He's a great
ما
artist.
بتحب أولادك شكلك يلا.
Why does Michael Jackson
Oh, that joke.
25-year-olds?
No.
Because they're 5, 20 years.
Because
No,
they're
they're
5.
Because there's
because they're
20 of them.
25.
There's 25-year-olds.
Yeah, because
There's
they're
20.
25 of them. There's 20 that are 5.
Are we ever gonna
years
get to
old.
why Jacob loves joking
5-year-olds?
about-
He is a.
This is.
Okay, so
We'll let you
This
need
got
Virgin
wild.
Mary.
Yeah,
تعال.
no.
this is got yeah.
You need Virgin Mary. خذ. بوس.
You to leave.
This is we gotta end. This is getting wild.
Yeah.
I think it's getting started.
So welcome
You
to our
wanna-
podcast, guys. I'm Marcel.
I'm Jacob.
I'm Yazan.
Sorry.
And we
We
were.
got a 4-5.
Bye, baby. Wait, what's another funny joke?
Your life.
Stop.